Hey guys, how's it going? So we're going to be doing a 360 pickup video today. So if you haven't already seen my previous video, Xbox 360 memories, check it out on my channel, where I talk about memories of 360 leading up to launch and post-launch, and also show the games that I currently own for the system. And now I've got 3 more to add to that collection. I was going to make a video when I got about maybe 4, 5, 6, a little bit more, but I thought, you know what, I'm not buying a lot at the moment. I'm more playing than buying, and I thought it makes more sense really to just talk about these 3 games because I've played them quite a bit recently, so at least I've got a lot to talk about. And I think it makes it more interesting as well, instead of just showing you the games and just saying I've got this one. You know, it's nice. I can give a story as to why I bought the game, but it's better when I can actually talk about the game. So yeah, I picked up 3 games, and this came about because the first game I'm going to show you is a game I've been interested in for quite a while, and I saw a guy list it. It was on auction about to end. No, it wasn't. That's a lie. It was on auction, but it wasn't about to end. It got a few days on it. But I got in contact with him because I wanted some information on the discs. That's what it was, the condition of the discs. Because I'm only buying 360 games that are unscratched, or very lightly scratched at most. I want to try and get them in the best condition I can. Which, you know, you pay a little more, but it's worth it. And so I spoke to the guy, and he said, because it was on auction, he said, oh, you know, if you're interested in the other games, let me know and we can do a deal. So I looked on what he got, and I picked up 3 games from the same guy, and he did me a good deal. So it worked out quite well in the end. But the first game I picked up, as I say, I've been looking at it for a while, and it's not a game I'd ever normally buy, but there's a reason why I picked this one up, and it is Splinter Cell Blacklist. All the games are complete manuals, very nice condition. As I say, I'm really trying to get a disc in the best condition I can. The reason I picked this up, I'm no good at stealth. As I've said many times, I'm terrible at stealth. I can't play stealth. I find it frustrating. I don't understand the point of it. So this is not really a kind of game I'd buy, but this version of Splinter Cell, on the back it says, your rules, your way. You are Sam Fisher, the only secret operative authorised to do whatever it takes to stop the Blacklist, a deadly series of escalating terror attacks. And you basically can attack this game in how you like. So it says on the back there with one of the screenshots, choose your play style. Silent as a ghost, lethal as a panther, or brutal in assault, which is me. So sometimes I do a little bit of both, but for the most part, I just kill everyone. So I thought, yeah, I can get on with that. I mean, obviously for the hardcore Splinter Cell fans, I don't know how it went down with them because they want it to be super stealth, I would assume, like the original games. So it's nice that they tried to adapt this and allow people like me to play the game. But I don't think it's that good. I don't think it's as good as I was expecting it to be. I mean, it looks beautiful and all that, the usual thing. It's 360, the graphics are great. Control's great, you know, it's fun. But I just felt like it was, you could tell they were trying to shoehorn in action when a game, when this series is really about stealth. And it feels like they're just trying to hit the broadest amount of people possible. And I think sometimes, you know what, it is better when you just stick to what you know. And if it's a stealth game, make it a stealth game. I mean, I enjoyed it. I haven't finished it yet. I've got about, I don't know, probably 2/4 of the way maybe. I'm not that far into it. I've played a few missions, but I'm finding that it's not actually accurate that you can just murder everyone either. On the main campaigns you can, but there's a lot of sort of side missions that pop up, and I didn't realise what they were at first. And the one I went into, you can only stealth, and if you cock it up, it's the typical stealthing. You make a mistake, you alert them, game over. And that annoys me. I can't stand playing games like that. I find it so frustrating because I'm just not that kind of gamer. I like to go in and just kill everyone. I can't be taking my time and sneaking around. It just irritates me. So I kind of like haven't gone back to it for a couple of weeks. I played it, I think, in fact I might have played it last week, I think once. Yeah, I did. I put it on last week. God, I've got memories terrible. And I didn't get very far. I think I did the one mission I was stuck on, I managed to finish it. And then I got stuck into the point where it wouldn't let me do any more campaign. It was all side missions. And there seems to be like this fake co-op thing where you can play with an AI character. And I was like, oh, I really don't like this at all. The straight campaign mode I was actually quite enjoying. I mean, it's not as enjoyable as like a cover shooter like Uncharted is. But it's decent enough. You know, you can take your cover. I mean, it's still, even though it's action, it's still got that sort of that stealthy part to it, because if you're in cover and you pop someone in the head, it alerts the rest of them. And then you have this like shadow of yourself appear where you were sitting behind the wall. So if you move, the shadow stays there and they're focusing their fire on that part, and you can come around the sides. It's kind of cool, it's kind of tactical, but it's also kind of annoying because I've got to move, I'm being forced. I can't just sit there and shoot everyone. Yeah, I don't know. it's not as good as I expected it to be, and I think really, as someone who's not a hardcore Splinter Cell fan, I would have to say that they should probably just stick to doing Splinter Cell as it was originally on the Xbox when it was all stealth. But yeah, maybe I'll put some more time into it and I might get something out of it. But I don't like the fact that when you're, I don't know if you're on an aeroplane, I think you are, and you've got these characters, and it has sort of that Mass Effect RPG thing where you have to talk to people. I don't give a shit about talking to people. I don't have inane conversations about stuff I don't care about. And it's always like, what do you think, Sam? Shall we do it? And it's like, well, yeah, let's just go and kill everyone. I'm not going to say no, am I? It's just like, come on. So yeah, I don't like that at all. You have to look at the map, and you have to move around and pick a mission. It's like, Jesus, just let me go on to the next level and just start shooting people. You know, because the shooting's quite fun. That's what I got stuck on last week. It's sort of like a weird multiplayer level. I don't know what's going on. I was sort of thrown into this like sort of like a Middle Eastern area, and you get swarms. It's like playing online gaming. You're just walking around this building, this street, and you can hide, and there's just swarms of people that you have to fight. And I'm like, what's the point of this? I just want to play. All I wanted from it was a good, solid story from A to B to C, and just kill everybody and just have a good action game. But that's not what they gave me. Now, if they did a spin-off series and they made it a standard third-person cover shooter, I'd be well up for that. I'd definitely play that. But I think otherwise, just go back to making Splinter Cell the way it was and just appease your fans. Don't try and hit a broader baseline. So that said, the next two games are games that I actually really enjoyed. The first one is one I picked up in a very, very popular series of games, and it's one that I haven't gone back to since it came out because it was probably, I don't know if it's my least favourite, but it's certainly one of my least favourite in the series, and that is Call of Duty World at War. Now, I played this, when did this come out? Was it 2007? I can't remember. I think it was. Has it got the date on there? I don't know. 2008. Oh, there you go. Close enough. So this is surprising. I played this, and I remember playing it back in the day, and it's split between two campaigns. You've got the American campaign in the Pacific, where you play the Americans fighting the Japanese, and then you've got the other campaign where you're playing the Russians versus the Nazis. And I remember this game as the American missions are crap, the Russian missions are brilliant. And I played it a couple of weeks ago, and I really enjoyed it. It actually surprised me, and maybe it's because I haven't played it since 2008, but it's really fun. It's got gorgeous graphics still. The American missions are far better than I remember them being. Near the end, there's one where you have to go and take out a load of little camps, and they're in there with the MG42s, and you have to blow up the little base they're sitting in. That got kind of annoying, but besides that, all the rest of the American missions were really, really fun. And it's really tense as well, because all the Japanese, they come out of the top of trees, they come out from underground like the Vietnamese would do. I didn't even know the Japanese did that. I don't know if that's actually accurate or not. I assume it is. And they just storm at you and try and bang at you. It's absolutely brutal, and you like really puts you on edge and panic you when you're trying to get away from them and shoot them. It's really cool. And the downside is you've got Kiefer Sutherland, who's like your commander, and so it's like you've got Jack Bauer following you around in World War II. I just can't get my head around it. Every time I hear Kiefer Sutherland's voice on it, anything now, films, games, whatever, it's always Jack Bauer, and it just, yeah, it's just quite bizarre. Also, at the time I was playing this, I'd gone back and rewatched, I think it's called Live Another Day. I think that's right. I'm not sure. Anyway, the last 24 that Kiefer Sutherland did, I was rewatching that. So it was like double Kiefer. But yeah, the American missions really surprised me actually. They look really nice. The Japanese give that real level of intensity while you're playing and scare the hell out of you. And it controls great, it's Call of Duty, but it's a lot of fun. I would definitely say that the Russian missions are still the best. They're really well done, really gritty and grim. The story's really well done. The characters are great. I love the level design. I mean, that one level, I can't remember what it's called, but you wake up and as your eyes open, you see all these dead Russians around you, and there's German soldiers, Nazis, just executing the ones that are still alive, and you're just trying to stay dead. It's absolutely brutal. And then you see the one guy who's alive and he calls her over, and then you start running through buildings, and they have this really cool bit where you're looking down over a courtyard and there's all these Nazis and the Russians fighting, and you've got to defend your Russian brothers. I love that. It was so, I really enjoyed the Russian missions a lot. It's so much fun. This game is way better than I remember it being. I honestly dismissed it. I probably would have said it was my least favourite had I not gone back to it, so I'm really glad I did. And yeah, really surprised actually. Also, actually the cover, you know what, the cover's actually pretty decent, not bad. So that's gone up in my estimations. So yeah, and I watched a video on YouTube as well. I can't remember who posted it, some guy. And it was about you know, is it one of the most underrated Call of Duties? And he did a great job of explaining all the good stuff about it and why it's constantly overlooked. But yeah, it's really surprised me because a lot of people obviously go for like Modern Warfare and Black Ops, but don't sleep on World at War. It's really surprising. If you've not played it for a long time like me, I definitely recommend grabbing a copy and trying it. You might be pleasantly surprised. Right, the last game I picked up from this guy was one that I had to get to complete the set of 3 games on this console, because I've got the other 2 which I love, and I had to get this one because it's one of my absolute favourite games of that generation, and from one of my favourite series of games as well of all time, Medal of Honor Airborne. And look at that cover. How great is that cover? I mean, seriously. I love this game. It's fantastic. I've played it tons on PS3 and 360. And I've always loved, I still remember when the demo came out on the 360 and that first level, when you jump out the plane, you parachute in, and it was so innovative at the time. It was really cool, the fact that you could just land in 3 different spots and just attack the city however you wanted to, take whichever mission you wanted first. You didn't have to just do it in a linear fashion. You could just do mission 2, mission 1, mission 3, whatever you wanted to do, just get in there. And it's fantastic, and you know, graphically I think it actually still looks pretty good. It could definitely do with a remaster and make it look nicer, but it still holds up pretty well, I think. And I remember, in my memory, the frame rate was shit. It was really, really jerky and like absolutely shocking last time I played it. But I think I played it on PS3, and I believe, when did this come out? I might have got this mixed up with World of War. I think this was 2007 actually. It was, yeah, this was 2007, which is when the PlayStation 3 came to the UK. So I'm thinking that because obviously at the early days they had trouble coding cross-platformers on the PS3, they were much better on the 360. That's why when I played this version, I was like, oh, the frame rate's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. So yeah, it's very odd. But I think that's the reason why, so I've got it mixed up in my memory. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I've played it all the way through. I'm at the final part at the moment, which always does my nutting, at the bottom of the flak turn, where you've got all those bloody stormtroopers with the miniguns. And it does my head in, it really does. All you're doing is trying to fight through the basement just to get to the plungers to blow the tower up. But you get 1 minigun bloke, then you get 2, then you get 3, and you've got other soldiers, and you're just throwing grenades all over the place and trying to shoot those guys in the head with the rifle. And yeah, it is a pain in the arse, and it always has been. Every time I played the game, I've had frustration with that. I mean, I used to have a lot of frustration with the flak turn anyway, when you're going down the stairs and you've got those rooms where the shields have come down and they just start firing at them, and then the minigun blokes turn up. But once I found out if you use the rifle, you can, I think you have to shoot them like, I don't know if it's 3 or 4 times, but you shoot them a couple of times in the head and they drop down pretty quickly. If you use a machine gun, you have to just unload a whole clip on them. They're a pain in the arse. But yeah, it's really good. I remember back in the day, level 2 was always a nightmare. I hated level 2. The train factory was an absolute pain in the arse, and the flak turn I really loved, except for the stormtroopers. But I would actually say after playing it again now, I got through most of the levels fairly easily. I didn't have any major issues with it at all. In fact, I had a lot of fun playing through this game. It was really, really good. You know, I just love World War II games as well. But the train factory is the only level that got on my tits, as it always does, because it's just full of snipers everywhere. And you're trying to come down your parachute and you're getting shot in the arse and shot in the face, and it's like, for God's sake. And you'll either land or you get shot and killed. And then when you do get down there, there's people sniping all over the place, hiding in buildings, hiding in carriages. You don't know where the hell they are. You're constantly paranoid, which is kind of good because it makes it more realistic, I suppose, which is a nice feature. But then you do all that, you kill a ton of Jerrys, and then the next thing you know, there's a big explosion and this bloody minigun bloke comes out and you've got to whack him. And then I found when I whacked him, I was stuck in a corner and there's Jerrys everywhere, and my AI guys had buggered off to finish the mission. And I'm just stuck on my own in the corner trying to fight my way out. It was murder. And then I found out what I'd done wrong was I hadn't blown up the last train. So I eventually found that and I managed to finish the level. But yeah, it's great. I think probably my favourite levels are level 1. I really enjoy that one. I never know which order they're in. There's the level, I don't know if it's level 3 or level 4. It's where you're in a big town and you've got tanks going around. You have to get those special grenades and throw them out the window and blow the tank up. That's really cool. I love doing that. Even the level where you're on, in fact, that's the same level. It's where you end up on the bridge at the end. I used to hate doing that because you get the Panzerschrecks and they used to drive me crazy, but now I can do them really easily. I don't have any problems with them at all. And it's just really, really fun. There's great level designs. You know, I love the parachute. I think the parachuting is great. I wish they'd do another one actually. I wish they'd do a new game where you can parachute, even if it was a modern game, you know, modern warfare type of game. Just the parachuting makes so much more fun. The weapons are really good in it. You know, same old World War II stuff. So I always use like an MP40, and then I grab the German rifle when I can because the German rifle's badass. But yeah, really, really cool. Also, you get to fight the Italians in this one, which is different, you know, because normally it's always the Nazis or the Pacific. So it's nice that the first level you're fighting the Italians, the black shirts. But yeah, those are the next additions to my collection, guys. So I've got a massive list of games I want to put together for the 360. I need to pick up. None of them are particularly expensive, so it's just time really. So I'm going to keep doing this. Let me know if you prefer this compared to having like a ton of games and showing you them, because I like the fact that I can just talk about my experience with the games. I think that makes it more of an interesting video. And there's a game I want to get called Singularity as well. It's about £8 at the moment, so I need to grab that, because I remember playing it back in the day. I was talking to Alex Blutonic about this recently, and yeah, I really liked it, but I got stuck in a sewer with some spiders, and I could never figure out how the hell you get out of it. So if you've ever done that, let me know how to get past it, because I'm going to pick that up and play it. And there's quite a few I really want to try. Instead of going through my list A to Z, I'm just going to pick up games that I feel like playing at the time, because at the moment I haven't got anything new to play, and all I'm doing is playing Call of Duty 2 at the moment. I've been playing a lot of that the last couple of days. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. You know, if you're a big Splinter Cell fan as well, what did you think of Blacklist? Did you even play it, or did you dismiss it because it was more action-based? Should they just go back to standard Splinter Cell stealth? I think they probably should. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. Appreciate it as always, and I'll see you in the next video.